Good evening and welcome to the Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to work on a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. I'm going to start by throwing the Bear Cave, the link of the site, the Tier 2 blue emote into the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You could use other people's emotes, and if you feel like being a lurker, you can just go ahead and lurk. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Also, I guess if you'd rather be paying attention, if I'm your second or third screen experience while you watch the Knicks Spurs game, game 3, you could do that too. If that's your second screen or third screen experience, that sounds great. If I'm always your second screen experience, cool. If you got multiple streams going on and you're kind of like checking in with both, like you do you have fun with that, good on you. But yeah, if you're here and if I am your focus this evening, fan-fucking-tastic. Happy to be here. Happy to be that for you. We're working on the Chaos Gundam No Grade. If you're unfamiliar, this is a 1/100 scale, like a master grade, but it is not detailed like a master grade would be. It's more akin to a high grade, but they didn't call it a 1/100 high grade. They called it a no grade. Why? I don't quite know. Lord Crashington is here. Hey, Lord Crashington, happy to have you here. I'm not quite sure why they didn't grade this and just call it a 1/100 high grade. Because they, as I mentioned, Bandai has experimented with this in the past. And I didn't know these existed. I'll go to the overhead camera. I talked about this when we first started working on this kit. I didn't know these existed because I wasn't watching Gundam Seed Destiny as it came out. Oh, also, I cut myself, and so I got a Band-Aid on. My apologies. This is like, there's just, it was just one of those things where it's like, getting cut on the top of my hand, there's just no way around it. It's just like, hey, check that shit out. Like, I guess I could get something that was like a small circle that was like flesh colored, but the alternative is just like, you just see this scab that's growing that's not good. It's not good to look at. So you don't get to see it. Anyway, we finished the chest. And I got to tell you, this feels old. Now, obviously the plastic isn't old, but it's considering the size of this kit, it just feels like it just feels cheap. Which it is a no grade. So I'm not expecting it to be incredible. So we will continue to work on the head here. We did do one of our only couple stickers. We don't have many stickers to do, but we did one of them here, and we'll be doing another in a moment. I'm going to put the head together. Oops, I did this wrong order, but it's fixable, so that's good. We'll put that here. But yeah, it's a Monday. I hope you're doing well out there. We will, of course, talk a bit about the Xbox showcase that happened on Sunday. Maybe on Thursday, I'll talk about some of the other ones that happened. I don't know. But, you know, there's news that came out here and there, and we'll chat about some of that news. Like, obviously, like, right off the bat, we can do a few stories that are like, what's the right word for this? Quick hits, or like, I don't know. Basically, a topic of last weekend and last week in general was AI and generative AI. The creator of Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, Gen Atlas, I believe, is the game that they're making, was like, hey, just so you know, our studio doesn't use Gen AI in the games, anything to do with games. We do use it for scheduling. We do use AI in our like office suite. He didn't say office, but he's like in our day-to-day Gen AI, the AI stuff does get used in like, you know, in our business stuff, but we don't, everybody's making stuff. No one's using Gen AI in any image creation or anything like that. And it's like one of those things you're like, all right, good to hear that. But like, yeah, this all sucks. I don't know why a remake of Crazy Taxi needs to use generative AI. Like, you know, many people have talked about this. It's that idea was like, wait, do you just not want to pay concept artists? Because like, that's a whole job. And if you don't want good concept art, you could just have bad concept art. You just have like placeholder. And in fact, placeholder concept art is great because it's bad and you replace it. It doesn't make it into the game. Whereas if we're taking people truthfully and we're listening to them honestly, they're saying when it does, oh, this is placeholder, it shouldn't have been in the final game. Well, it's like, well, then that's negligence. But you don't make that mistake. And if you do, if you end up do make the mistake, if you had some stuff and it was like, oops, this was not supposed to be for everybody to see, we fucked up, and it's like regular real placeholder art, then it's cute. You were like, oh, that's funny. But yeah, so Sega, no AI was used in reference to the performers in the game. The development of background assets, and that anything AI generated was still subject to review by the development team. And that doesn't matter to me. To me anyway. To me anyway, I will say that, oh, well, it got reviewed by a human. Yeah, it got made by a computer pulling together things based on other people's work. And like, why should I care? Why should I spend all that money if you won't do that work? Why should I care if you don't care? If you don't care enough to use, also, it not for fucking nothing, but Crazy Taxi already exists. What do you need? What do you need for placeholder? You have it. You have so much placeholder. You already made the game before. It's fucking infuriating that we have to keep having this goddamn conversation and that everyone's just like, well, every studio is doing it. It's like, no, they're not. Not every fucking studio's doing it. And if they are, then I don't buy those games either. It's just so fucking stupid. It's stupid and it's frustrating and it just pisses me the fuck off. We keep having to have this goddamn conversation about this. And it's going to keep fucking coming up. It's going to come up where we're like, oh, I'm kind of hyped about that. And then it's like, oh, yeah, they used AI. And it's like, oh, well, I'm not hyped about that anymore. I was hyped about that, but now I am no longer hyped about that. Because I'm not playing shit with AI in it. It's not going to fucking happen. It's just incredibly frustrating that we keep having a conversation. So, the VFin on this kit says that I can use, these are slightly different in color, but like not so much that even my naked eye cannot notice the difference between these, but we can use these or we can use these. And to me, there is like no difference. And so I'm not, like, the angle I think is a little different. Maybe that's what it is. But they gave me two sets and they're like, pick one. It's like, okay. So I guess this one is like a little more yellow. So I don't know. I don't know which one of these to use. There is this piece that is going to go on the kit at some point. That's on the shield. So maybe I want the piece that matches that. So I'd want these. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I could change my mind and take the head apart, but I don't expect I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I'll go with those because they do match the piece that goes on the shield. Maybe I think I want that. I don't know. It's a weird thing that they gave me extras. Anyway, yeah. I'll say this. Generative AI use in video games is a deal breaker for me. If it is not a deal breaker for you, I'm bummed about that for a number of reasons, but okay. If you are a game developer using generative AI, I wish you wouldn't. Because it's awful for the thievery element of it, for the environmental impact of it, and then also in general, because it looks like shit. It's just not good. It's not productive. It's not good. It's going to become more and more expensive to use it. It's not faster because you have to fix mistakes. It's just shit. It's just shit. All right, this fold. So these have to like fold up, and they do. They fold up because this kit does have like a transformation-ish thing that it'll go through. So we do need these to be able to open up, and they do. So we're done with the head at least. Put the head on there. So that's nice. And now, I don't know why, but the next step in this kit is build the gun and the shields. So we'll build the gun and the shields. But yeah, I will say this. We'll say that. I'm not going to be like, hey, this game has generative AI in it. They've disclosed that it was used in the making of the video game, assets and all that. You shouldn't review this game. Especially because, like, it's a larger conversation that we're going to keep having, but it's that thing of like, yeah, like, it's so tough right now in the games industry, games journalism thing, to, like, get the opportunity to play or to reach an audience, to keep that job, to do that work. That, like, if a game is big, there's this feeling that, well, we also need to have a take. But I'll say this. If you are working at a self-run publication, then more so than ever, at any time in the games press industry, at any time, then more than ever, your bread and butter, the thing that puts food on your table, is your audience. And I can't tell people, well, you have more of an audience that doesn't want to hear about it, a game like that, than you do have an audience that does want to hear about that game. I don't know. I don't have those answers. But I can tell you that this is my opinion from years of being in communities where it is there's a fan group and there's people that watch stuff and engage and pay money in order for that thing to keep going. This is just my personal observation from years of that. If you don't cover a video game, some people will be annoyed, but they can go and find out where it's being covered elsewhere. If you do cover something that people are like, I'm fucking pissed off that you're talking about this bullshit, they might not come back. And maybe I'm wrong about that. This, again, based on observations, I don't have hard data. I don't have exit interviews. I don't have anything like that. But I don't know. I don't think that there are people out there that are like, well, you three people, none of you three people, you five, you seven people, none of you seven people played my favorite video game of the year, and therefore I'm out. But if it's, y'all keep talking about this fucking bullshit video game that I hate, I don't think I can be here. I think that's likely. Does it move the needle? I don't know. You know? And I'll talk about this with people I like the next Harry Potter video game that comes out. I'm not going to listen to anybody fucking talk about that video game. Just straight up. Am I going to cut those streamers that out of my life? Probably not. Am I going to stop listening to that podcast? Probably not. It depends. Are they going to dedicate a fucking month where it's like, oh, I'm going to update you my progress on this fucking Harry Potter video game? Then maybe I'll fucking drop it because I don't want to fucking hear that shit at this fucking point. I don't care if it ends up being a big video game. You know, if there's fucking DLC for that shit, I don't want to fucking hear about it. You know, it's to each their own. I understand. But like, if there's a block of conversation about upcoming or new video games that are out, and like half of them are full of AI generated bullshit, I'm probably gonna fucking bounce. I don't need that, you know? I don't need that shit at all. I'm not here for that. It's just like not what I want to be a part of. You know, like, I think it was disappointing that Grub ended that conversation about generative AI and Crazy Taxi with, I'm going to play it because I'm still interested in it. Which now, in conversation, sounds like he's probably not going to play it. But, like, that's fucking frustrating to me. Because it's like, Giant Bomb is not part of a corporation. There's nobody above you saying you need to do it. Like, that's a personal choice. And, like, I am not here to be like, you shouldn't play it. But I am going to say, like, I don't fucking want any part of that shit. Get that shit out of my face. Get that shit away from me. It's fucking frustrating. I don't know. I don't think there's an easy answer to some of this stuff. It seems like he said that because people complained about his response rather than him thinking better of the situation. Yeah. Yeah. Because I think it to me it was, hey, a lot more people are mad at me than I would have thought. Because you know someone's going to be fucking mad at you, right? But like, I don't know. Again, this is not, to me, it's like a thing is that you can look at is, okay. There are for better or worse, in communities, there are people who have fucking capital G good opinions, right? I'm not saying I'm one of those people that has capital G good opinions. I have my opinions. I'd like to think that I do the work, and that people would like see that I, you know, something like that, and you're like, oh, okay, Pat says that. Oh. But I don't know. But like, I don't know. Hey, Lysandus, one of the coolest people I know is Orahack. Orahack is straight up, Erica is one of the coolest fucking people I've ever met in my life. I'm lucky that I am in the same circles as her and that we are friends. And if Orahack is like, hey, that shit's disappointing, then like, to me, that's a good indication that you fucked up, that your opinion needs to be fucking like, not just be like, okay, I'm not going to bring this up anymore, but like that you have to like internalize some stuff and look at some things, do some fucking soul searching. If I did something that Orahack was like, that sounds fucked, Pat, I'd be like, ah, fuck, shit. Lysandus, I'm going to move on from here, but basically the idea is that like, the larger thing is, we all have our lines when it comes to things like generative AI. My personal one is, oh, you don't care enough about your video game that you use that? I don't care about your video game. Other people are like, well, I still want to see stuff. Like in this case, Crazy Taxi World Tour. I still want to see what they did with the game. I'm disappointed they used AI, but I still want to see it. Which was like, oh, that sucks that you say that. And in this case, that was Jeff Grubb saying that. Or no, that was Grub, right? Yeah, or Bacalar. That's on me, friends, that I don't fucking remember who said that. That is on me that I don't remember which Jeff said that. My apologies. Oh yeah, that's a Grub. Okay, just so that was clear, that's a Jeff Grubb. I went and looked. But yeah. My apologies. I got that good. So basically that's it. We'll move on from there. Kotaku put up a list of all of the remakes and remasters that got announced last week or shown off. Like, maybe they weren't announced, but they were still shown. This is an unofficial, incomplete list. Summer Games Fest chat. Anything you got excited for? Some stuff looked cool. I don't know. I'll say I don't remember a lot of it because I watched a lot of the trailers after the fact. There were a few things that were there that I was like, oh shit, okay. But here is an incomplete list of remasters and remakes. The Wolf Among Us remastered, Rayman Legends retold, Rayman Origins enhanced, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee remastered, Arizona Sunshine, which is the non-VR version of the formerly a VR game. So they got the non-VR version of that coming. Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced, Hitman Classics Trilogy remastered, Persona 4 Revival, Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which also has AI generated use, which is like fuck off. That game already exists. Final Fantasy VII Revelation, Halo Combat Evolved, Campaign Evolved, pardon me. Resident Evil Veronica, Company of Heroes Definitive Edition, Thief, The Dark Project Remastered, Barbie Rewind, which is coming out around GTA 5, which is 6, which is great. Toy Story Retro Roundup, Toy Story 3 Complete Edition, and Dynasty Warriors 3 Remastered. That's an insane list of fucking games that are remasters or remakes. It feels worrying. Like, I'm glad people get work. I'm glad that things are getting, but like, that's a lot of fucking remasters and remakes and collections to all get approved. Barbie and Toy Story are just ports, though. Yes. That they're advertising that are coming out. Yes, Slashbrook. That my point fucking stands. It's just a lot. One more AI thing. My apologies. One more AI thing. Hideo Kojima got yelled at enough that now he doesn't think that he's going to use AI in any of his video games. Apparently, he hasn't. To be fair, his studios have not used AI in development of their games. But he was in a commercial with a lot of goddamn generative AI. Literally a generative AI version of him was in a promotional movie thing for Prada. And the guy that played Heartman. And people were fucking like bummed the fuck out about this, and like it was bad timing for him because it wasn't too long after Guillermo del Toro, noted AI hater, we love that, was talking a lot of shit about creative people using generative AI. And so now Kojima is saying like, and then also years ago he was talking about using AI, but right now he's like, I don't think I'm going to use it. AI works best as a janitor for creative chores, and that humans need to stay in the room when art gets made. And again, we don't know what that fucking means. It doesn't. It basically means please don't yell at me. That's basically what it means. More than anything, it means please don't get mad at me. Please don't tell people I like that that I want to keep using AI, because then they'll get mad at me, and I can't have that. That's about it. Bleh. So obviously Microsoft, there is a boycott. Sometimes when things are shitty and people are doing shit that we don't like, there's like, oh, well, should we not buy the products? And people who are we turn to people who are directly affected by those things, and sometimes they say, oh yeah, don't worry about a fucking boycott, just stand with us, sign these things, whatever. In case of the folks that work at for the video game arena, Magic the Gathering Arena, they are not asking for people to boycott Magic the Gathering or Wizards of the Coast in any way. That may change, but right now they're not asking for a boycott, right? Microsoft is in the boycott list because they materially support the current genocide happening, multiple genocides happening via Israel. So there is pressure financially put upon Microsoft in an attempt to move the needle, right? So that also includes Xbox, of course, right? This is not me endorsing anything that I'm going to talk about here. This is me just talking about stuff that came out there. I use AI coding assistant at work, and it can be useful if you're careful, but AI art can fuck off. Yeah, I mean, like, you got to be careful, right? When it comes to the coding thing. One, it's just going to become more and more expensive, so you're not going to be using it forever because your bosses are going to eventually decide that it fucking costs too much money. And if you make it if you make it the way, how your job works, then you're going to be fucking stuck. The backlash to it will happen. So that is a rough thing. But yeah, I mean, like, there are people that use it that have to use it for their job, and I understand that. I wish they fucking didn't, but I understand it. So anyway, with that being said, well, we will talk about the Xbox showcase. I don't have a lot to say about it, but we'll talk about a few things. I'm not going to go over everything. It's very clear that Gears of War E-Day, it is very clear that video game was going to fucking come to the PlayStation 5. There is definitely a port of that, and that port, we don't know how far along that port was, but it's definitely clear that game was going to come to PS5 and is now not doing that. It's very fucking clear, which is, of course, fucking wild that is not, but it seems like that shit was going to fucking happen. Because also it's coming out October 6th, so like at this point they'd be close to it. Yeah, and Lord Crashington, and like trying to make games suddenly exclusives, because instead of, we don't care where you play it just as long as you play it, they're like, we need more incentives for people to buy Xboxes or stay with Xbox and buy the game on the Xbox. They're just stepping on rakes. Anyway, that's the prequel game. Fable isn't out till 2027, but they made the trailer and you can pre-order the game. So they were like, I guess we'll fucking just tell you how to, how to get this thing. It feels like they could have not included this since, like plans changed and it's not coming out this year, but they still showed that. Halo campaign evolved. There's a whole talk of there was like so people are now saying it wasn't a last minute decision that Halo campaign evolved, which is the remake, will be on Game Pass day one. They didn't. There's now like, because there was this thing where it was a podcast and there was the image that showed that it was coming to PS5 was listed on there, and then they're like, and then people were like, oh, it's very clear that this is like a last minute decision not to do it, and then somebody was like, it's not a last minute decision, and it's like, okay, so either that employee of Microsoft is lying, or people whose fucking job it is to make that kind of promotional work, like those images, fucked up. Or the third option, yeah, that person's, it's like, or the first option, they were lying and just like, oh yeah, this thing was ready to go for weeks, and we just forgot to update it because they made a change and the word didn't get down to this person that this change got made. So like, yeah, that fucking way more likely. Come on. As someone that does spend a unfortunately ridiculous amount of time as part of my job, of course, working on other people's decks, PowerPoint presentations, keynotes, and the like. I do a lot of work on that. As someone that does a ton of that work, you'd be amazed how many people are like, well, this isn't the wrong, like how often I get, why didn't you update these images with the correct information? To which I will have to reply, because I didn't know that had changed. Word had not gotten to me that this was changed. That's always my answer. I can't read your mind. Someone neglected to move it down the chain of command, and so it didn't reach me, which happens a lot. As I said, it happens quite a bit. More often, that's the reason than like I made a spelling error or something. It's usually like, oh yeah, I guess nobody told you. It's like, yeah, no one did. Let's see. Persona 4 Revival, which is a remake of Persona 4. It is going to have Persona 4 Golden content in it. It is not going to be like later DLC. It seems like Marie is in there from like the jump, maybe. So, but if she's in there, I'm like, does that mean that this is is it just actually Persona 4 Golden Revival? I don't know. It is weird if she's in there from the jump. Maybe she is. I don't know. But she was in the trailer. February 18th, Xbox, PC, PS5, Game Pass day one. Man, am I gonna fucking buy Persona 4 for a fourth time? Yeah, that would be am I gonna buy Persona 4 for the fourth time? Because I've owned it on PS2, and I've owned 4 and on PC, and Golden. No, Golden was just on PC. Did she not exist until Golden? Yes. No, Lashbrook, she doesn't exist. She's a new character they added. She's in the anime as kind of like briefly, but she's not in Persona 4. She's only in Golden. She's one of the reasons why people were like interested in Golden, is because it dramatically changes the story. Also, mopeds, not in 4, only in Golden. I don't know if there's gonna be mopeds in the first one. But it's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, so I bought 4 2 times and golden. No, yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is it. I've bought 4 for the PS2. I bought golden on the PSP and used, or the Vita, I should say, the Vita, and used the Vita TV to play it. I borrowed a Vita TV, but my friend didn't want to buy golden, so I bought golden, borrowed his TV, the thing, and then gave it to him basically. And then I bought the PC version of golden. So I have bought Persona 4 3 times. Am I going to buy it a 4th time? Man, I do love Persona 4. I'm not going to pre-order it. I'll say that. You can take that to the bank. I'm not pre-ordering the game. I don't pre-order. So I'm not going to pre-order it. Man. I don't particularly care about State of Decay, but I'm glad the 3rd one's coming out in 2027 because people really love State of Decay. Some people are sickos for State of Decay, so I'm glad you're getting it. You're getting the 3rd one, but that is not for me. But I'm happy it exists. It is a Nextlander ass game. Let's see. Custom Seas is coming to Sea of Thieves, which is you can make modes, challenges, places to hang out, in-game cinematics, and more. That's kind of fun. That sounds fun. Another Metro game is coming next year. I liked the first Metro game and then stopped buying them. But I did enjoy my time with the first one. I just didn't keep up playing it. Let's see. I don't care about that thing. I mean, it's a good name. Bad Magpie is a good name for a video game. That's a puzzle game. Coming to PC and Xbox next year. That trailer looked fun, and it's a good name. Let's see. Sorry. Oh yeah. There's a new Hellblade coming. The 3rd Hellblade game is not going to be called Hellblade. It's just Senua. PC, Xbox, PS5, 2027. Game Pass day 1. You knew that. That's weird, right? I think that's weird that it's not Hellblade, but it's definitely Hellblade. I don't know. That's a strange thing. That's a strange choice to me. I don't know about that one. I was a little confused when I saw that. All right, we're going to build an arm, then we're going to build another arm. I don't know why this instructions want me to build the shield and the gun, but I did. I followed the instructions. Doom the Dark Ages is getting a DLC called Revelations July 7th, so you only got a month before that. There's a Fallout 76 update coming. I never got into Fallout 76. I have a friend who is still really into Fallout 76, and it's just like, I don't know, Pat. It's a good time to get into it. And I was like, that's a lie. It's not a good time to get into it. Maybe they're not lying to me. Maybe it is a good time to get into it, but I still have not ever wanted to. Let's see. All right. So I need polycap C and then E. Crazy Taxi World Tour. We fucking talked about it. It's coming to Switch 2. I'll just say that. I didn't say that before. That's coming to Switch 2. Not a lot of games at the Xbox thing mentioned. Oh, also they're coming to Switch 2. So if that is your primary console and you want to play that game, you fucking could, I guess. In order to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Xbox, Microsoft is doing a limited edition Xbox Series X that is green, and it's the translucent, you can see what's going on green. And the controller also does that. And it was hard to see in the photos there, but apparently the shoulder buttons on the controller, the shoulder buttons, you can see that there, are white and black. And I gotta tell you, I do not want an Xbox Series X. I have no interest in that. That shit is fucking tempting, though. I do not want that console, but I don't see colors on controllers. Thanks, Lord Crashington. Yeah, that got me. I'll tell you right now. The thing I might have been most, I'm obviously excited for Persona. The thing I might be most actually, also they teased Persona 6, but they fucking not really. They didn't really tease Persona 6. But also, this is a larger conversation. I might be a Persona. I might not like Persona. I might only like Persona 4. I like Fez. I love 4. I thought 5 was fine. I didn't play Mezzo Forte or whatever. I don't think that was the name. But I might just really like Persona 4. That might be the Persona I like, and I might not actually like other Persona games. I don't know. I got to really fucking invest in that before I start talking like that's my real opinion. Anyway, that Xbox X25 looks real good. I look forward to Tronics Fix, one of my favorite YouTubers that does repair work. I look forward to him buying the first broken one on eBay that is too expensive, and fixing it and looking at it. I look forward to that. Tronics Fix will definitely get one of those and take it apart. I am convinced of that as a true factual statement with no evidence. That feels like definitely a thing that's going to happen. Other things, Minecraft Dungeons 2, Mojang is doing another co-op dungeon crawler. I'm a little surprised they're doing another one, but they are. That's coming out end of September for PC, Xbox, PS5, and Switch 2. So if you still just have a Switch, you got a new game coming. Which like if you're going to put that game out, yeah, if you are set that you are going to keep making fucking Minecraft Dungeons, and this is going to be a franchise and not just a one-off thing, then yeah, you should put it on the Switch. I am somewhat interested in Magicians: The Devil's Deal, which is the first-person shooter, but you're a magician, because that did seem pretty neat. I found that to be not much of a trailer, but I was like, all right, okay. There's a new update coming to Flight Simulator 2024, coming out on July 4th, featuring U.S. national parks. And then in the fall, they're getting national championship air races, which sounds fun. I look forward to seeing. I do have some sickos in my life, specifically flight simulator sickos, and so I look forward to seeing some of that. And look, companies should be getting really detailed photos to recreate of our national parks while we still have them. So can't be mad about that. Okay, look. I'm a simple man. I see a Persona 4 thing, I'm interested. I'm like, oh, okay, oh, Persona 4, yeah, I do like Persona 4, so all right, I'll check that out. Again, I'm a simple man. I have some refined taste. I have some simple tastes. And to that point, Castlevania Belmont's Curse fucking does it for me. I like a Metroidvania, especially a Metroidvania that's a Castlevania game. Shit looked good. It's coming out in October. It looked real good. They're making a new side-scrolling Castlevania, and that's like great. I like that. Hellblade 3 and that Clockwork game are my picks of the show. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, great. I did have a thing that there is a thing that I'm like, actually, this is the one that I thought was pretty cool. I think it looks too much like Dead Cells instead of Castlevania. Lord Crashington, I think that's just to get to people who don't. I think that's just an attempt to pull in Dead Cells fans. And I don't disagree with that because Castlevania is an old ass fucking property. I don't know if, like, even though they had an animated show, I don't know if the fucking kids know how cool Castlevania is. So do what you got to do to get the kids in. Do whatever you got to fucking do for that. Took them how many decades to have a spine shark in one of these? I hear you. I thought it was Bloodstained 2 at first. That's yikes. Okay, well that I can't be like, well, come on. But like, of course it fucking looks like Dead Cells. That's the popular game. Vivarium looks fucking cool, man. A life sim that is fucking 80s ass anime. It's like eventually I'll get fucking sick of that shit, right? Eventually I'll be like, oh great, another fucking video game that looks like an 80s anime, but it's animated really well for like modern sensibilities, but it's got that fucking style to it. But there haven't been enough of those yet for me to be that cynical. So instead, I'll just say that looks fucking rad, and I'm glad it's coming to Steam so I can fucking play it because it looks just cool. That's coming out in 2027, and I was like, I like that a lot. That is one of my games of the show, certainly. That does it for me. Persona 6, as I said, doesn't have anything. It's just a teaser. So, Spyro: A Realm Beyond is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and next spring. We're getting a Spyro game. I think Spyro looks great. They went with that face for Spyro, and I think that's the good Spyro face. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't know. I don't have like a ton to say about that, except that I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Make your goddamn Spyro game. Hell yeah. Clockwork Revolution, as mentioned by Lysandus, does look pretty neat. I thought the last time I saw something from that, I was like, yeah, all right. That is a Xbox console exclusive because it's coming to PC as well. Call of Duty. They ended with Call of Duty stuff, which is like, yeah. Microsoft ends with a fucking course. Microsoft is going to end with Call of Duty. Like, they should end with Call of Duty. They spent all of that goddamn money. They should probably end with that. Like, to me, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Is it anything I care about? No, not at all. But like, yeah. All right. This is gonna go that. Yeah, all right, it goes in like that. Okay. Just making sure I'm doing this properly. So I don't have to deal with it later. Yeah, that's going to go on the side. Okay. And then that goes like that. And then I put B5 on there. And then we're almost done with a whole arm. I did put out a video today, folks, that I won't necessarily mention later. Mailbag video. Somebody bought something off my Amazon wish list. This was from Chris. Thank you, Chris. I don't know if you're here tonight. I don't think you are, but thank you, Chris. I know you are a lurker because you've told me you're a lurker. But I got a Gustav Karl from Hathaway, the Gustav Karl Type 00, which I'm excited to work on because that's a fun kit. That Karl is cool looking. And it's a gorgeous goddamn blue. It is I would describe that blue as vibrant. It is a vibrant blue. And I look forward to working on it. Okay, so this is in one way that that this is like, I don't want to say cheap, but it is a no grade. This doesn't bend here. So this arm bends like that. It doesn't bend up again, but it does swing like that, and you can swing like this. It doesn't bend again, which often a kit would do that. You'd be able to get the full bend there. So that is a place where they didn't do that. If you're looking for like things that they're not doing on this kit, that is one of them. After the pause for the cause, I will panel line this. I just need to do around here with some gray. I guess I can do that with black as well. We'll do that. But yeah. But that is the Xbox showcase. They had a whole thing. Let's see. I think that's it as far as that. Like I said, I'm going to go through some of the other showcases and kind of like just pull some trailers and like watch some trailers that I think are neat. And I figured I would do that on Thursday as a like my final thoughts on Summer Game Fest, other stuff. But overall, like there's some cool stuff. As I said, a lot of remakes and reissues and ports. That is somewhat worrying, I would say. The reliance on that is somewhat worrying overall. And then, of course, continually having the football pulled up because that seems cool. Oh, fuck. They're using AI for it and they're telling people about that. Okay. That's a bummer. There was a thing here. Okay, no. Oh, also on Thursday, we'll talk about the Nintendo Direct that's happening tomorrow. I believe, yeah, tomorrow. It might come up in conversation tomorrow night while I am streaming, because sometimes people in chat are like, well, what did you think of this thing? I will not be able to see the Direct tomorrow, probably. I might be able to skim through it, but I've got a lot on my plate tomorrow before my stream tomorrow night, where I will be playing Do You Even Forklift? A solo dev made a game, a Polish dev made a somewhat Studio Ghibli inspired movement game. We've played the demo a while back, but I picked that up, and I am excited to talk about it on stream tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to be running around tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll see the Nintendo Direct tomorrow, but I'll definitely cover it on Thursday. I can tell you that, because I'm interested in that stuff. What I'm also interested in is talking to you about ways that you can support the channel. Nailed it. I did it, everybody. I nailed that. One quick second. Let me just check this thing here. I just have to check something. I nailed that fucking segue, and then I'm like, and then also I have to pause for a moment. Hey, now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you. That's right, you, the viewer, about ways you can support me that are optional and you don't have to do. If you are currently a subscriber to the Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support me through cash money, are using your Prime gaming token. If you have Amazon and you linked it with your Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch, you get that token. You can use that token for anybody. And if you wanted to use that token for me, well, I would appreciate that. But you should definitely use that. If you have your Amazon Prime link with Twitch, or your family or your roommate's Amazon Prime link with Twitch, make sure you use it for somebody. And you're already here, so why not me? But that, again, there are other ways to support me. Gifting a sub. We've had 10 gifted subs this month, and I haven't even gotten to my birthday stream yet, and we already had 10 gifted subs, which is lovely. So you could gift a sub if you wanted. You could cheer. You could join the cheerleader board if you want to do that as well. There are other ways to support me. And I'll go through that right now. I'll talk about some ways you can do that. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. Over on my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. Be it the $1 or all the way up to the $10. There are different things you can get for that. Consider it. I'll tell you this. I don't care where you support me if you want to support me, or if you don't, it's also okay. But if you were like, what is the better place for my $5? $6 on here. $6 on here means you don't see ads, and that's huge for you. $5 on Patreon, I get more money of that. And then you also get my videos a day early, which might interest you. You might want that. So I would say Patreon benefits me more, Twitch benefits you more. And if you pay for Nitro, then I don't know, do whatever you want. Or if you figured out a way to, you keep dodging Twitch with the ad blockers and trying out other things to make it work. You do whatever you can do. I have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBaer. Over my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free. But if you would like, while you're there, consider maybe becoming a member. For just $2 a month, you'll get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you get them a day early, which is nice. It's just a little thing, a little something. It's one of the cheapest options I have for supporting me on a monthly basis. Consider jumping over on the YouTube there. Become a member. It's very simple. I try to keep it simple, everybody. Let's see. Those are monthly ways to support me. If you would just like to throw something in the tip jar, I've got a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you can make a direct donation. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So if you're watching my YouTube videos, that's also benefiting me. So consider that. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and equipment and Lego sets and all kinds of things like that. I picked up this kit. Because I was like, hell yeah, I'd love to build this. I didn't know this thing existed. And I was only able to do that because of your generosity. And also there was a sale going on. But I'm able to jump at sales because of your generosity, which is very, very, very cool. So past you is helping out present me. If you want to help out future me, consider joining me on any one of those ways. It would be rad. Yeah, that's about it. For that, I do have a Discord. Oh wait, I'll mention that. I skipped some stuff. I have a Discord. Join my Discord. Love to have you on the Discord. I've got an Amazon wish list, and the next thing that I'm going to be building, when I'm done with this no grade, I'll be working on something that was purchased from my Amazon wish list for me to build on stream. It's going to jump the queue. The Gustav Karl is the next thing I'm building. If you would also like to buy something for me to build and have it jump the queue and become the next thing I work on, check out my Amazon wish list. I've got model kits and Lego sets. I've got inexpensive things. I've got expensive things. All kinds of things and things that I'd be happy to work on. Lego model kit. Some stuff is on sale, so maybe now would be a good time to go and jump in and get something that's, pricey normally, and you'd be like, oh, I can get that. There's a couple things in here that I'm really interested in putting together. So if you wanted to get it, that'd be cool. Take a look. My birthday's coming up. considered buying it for that. My Throne wish list right now is pretty bare, but I will be updating it very soon. That is on the agenda for this week, and I've not gotten to it yet. It's only Monday. And then USA Gundam Store. If you want to support me financially but make it complicated, go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper here on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. It's that easy. And it won't be a pre-order. I did that once and I didn't like it because it got delayed and I felt bad. Sorry. I know he didn't mind, but I'm still sorry about it. I mentioned the Discord. Let's see. What I got right now. Hey, I put up a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club that I would like you to go and watch if you can. Bookmark it, watch it later if you'd like. Watch it in another tab, however you want to go. You can do that. This episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club is a rant. Now, just so you know, if you were here earlier in the stream, you heard me rant a lot about AI. I don't normally rant in Pat Bear's Anime Club videos, but I've had this desire to talk about this particular topic. Basically, there is a now fairly popular element in some of the manga I read and one of the anime that I was watching that I don't like, and that is, it's a fantasy setting, right? We're doing the fantasy trope. Maybe it's an isekai, maybe not. Maybe the person has been banished and kicked out of their party, maybe not. But either way, they're also a streamer. Get that streaming shit out of my fantasy. It happens in manhwa as well, so Korean comics are doing it. I don't like it. Look, and I make this point in the video. I don't care if it's a VTuber or it's a series about my roommate's my Oshi. Oh no, like whatever. Make those things you want to make. I'm talking about like, oh, this guy is a legendary warrior that everyone forgot about until someone accidentally records him on a live stream and he's awesome. I don't need that. I don't want that. It just makes it so there are pages and pages of chat messages that act like the Greek chorus, and that's unnecessary and I don't want it. That's a truncated version. I talk more at length in the video. I won't go into it again. But anyway, that's just me pissed off about a thing, and then so I talked about it in a video format. You're welcome. Let's see. And then Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. And every month I have a different theme. The theme for this month for Kuma Baer is mecha. And I talked about the show Golden Lighten, which is a series from 1981 that is not good, but it is good. There's something about it that's like, this is fun to watch. It's pretty bad. It's this classic story. Aliens are coming. A robot wants to fight those aliens to protect Earth. He's got other friends. He makes friends who are robots. He makes friends with a young boy. That young boy has a bunch of friends. They're going to help fight the aliens. Also, the robot is a giant golden robot that transforms into a tiny Zippo, tiny little lighter that's also golden, that the main character, who is a child, carries around, which is apparently not a fucking problem. Again, that's not a great anime, but it's a good anime. You should check it out. All right, so I have some manga that I want to talk about that I've been reading here, and then we'll talk about some anime, or one anime show that I've been watching. That's right, it's the return of Manga Monday. But before I can get into the anime talk, what I need to do is I need to dramatically transition back to the overhead camera so that I can pan align the arm and then work on to other arm. And then I need to drink some water while I'm doing that. And we'll do all of that right now. All right. Let's pan align this arm and talk about two manga that I have been reading. Let's talk about Plant-Eating Reincarnator and looks like a job for a maid. The tales of a dismissed Supermaid. Only one of these is a reincarnation story. Isekai. Both of them are banished, but one of them. I'll say. You know what? Caveat or footnote. As far as I know, Nina, the main character of Looks Like a Job for a Maid, is not a reincarnated character or has been isekai. As far as I know, she is not from a different world. That could change. I don't think it will, but it could change. So, our boy Aki was kicked out of his family. He got banished because his family only cares about skills. It's one of those, right? Only cares about skills. And our guy got the plant-eating skill, which just means that he can eat any kind of plant. And so, like, yeah, he could eat a plant that's poisoned, I guess. But that's kind of fucking useless, right? And, you know, if you had a good family, they'd be like, all right, well, there are other ways you contribute. You're really fucking smart, of course, because he's a reincarnated person. But no, they banish him, and he's like, that's actually fucking awesome. I hate being a noble and working in a shitty household. My dad and my brothers suck. I'm fucking stoked about getting out of here. So yeah, he's kind of happy he's got banished, right? So he goes off on his own. And then he starts eating plants. And because he's in the forest, so what are you going to do? And then so I should say this, right? Would his family have disowned him if this had happened while he still lived there, where as soon as he started eating plants, he got a new skill. His skill evolved. They probably still would have. But he got skill absorption, which allows him to get the properties of plants and acquire their abilities. And you're like, well, that's not particularly useful, Pat. Well, it is if you're in a mystical forest full of legendary plants. Like, he can regenerate and heal himself up because he ate some incredible branches. At one point, he eats the leaf of a world tree, or the world tree, which basically makes him a demigod. He's also kind of like just a good dude. Like not like, I wouldn't say like plain, but he's just like a guy, and he's trying his best. Also, a mythical plant who is a spirit he ends up defeating and absorbs a lot of her power, and so now they kind of have a contract, and they're buddy, and she is mostly comic relief, but it's kind of fun. But because he made a contract with her, the mystical elves are like, oh, that's pretty neat. And then also, he healed the fucking world tree. And they're like, oh, hell yeah. We met the first human that we've ever liked. And they're like, wait, long ago, we used to be friends with humans. And there was like this family that we had contact with. It was the only family we had contact with. And it turns out that's his family. And they're like, well, you're our contact now. We think you're great. You saved us. And also, nature loves you because of your skill. So, yeah, we're on board for whatever you got going on. Which is a fun bit of business. The back half of what I've read here has been really focused on nobles. This guy is not a noble anymore. Nobles are going to really come after him because they are also going to want to make friends with the guy that has connection with elves, and take advantage of him. So a lot of the last few chapters have been like meeting princesses who might want to take care of him. His old childhood friend is, of course, still interested in like being together with him and supporting him. And so she's like stepped up and her dad is stepping up to help out. So the action that we saw a little earlier, we're not really seeing. There will most likely certainly be a confrontation. There's already one confrontation with one of his brothers, and I expect that he's going to end up having to go to war with his family because they're not going to believe that he's strong or cool or anything because it'll make them fucking look bad. Or they're going to try to say like, well, we're related, so actually that's our responsibility or whatever the fuck they're going to do. There's probably going to be some comeuppance, but there hasn't been immediate comeuppance. I put this hand together, and I shouldn't have. I should have put the gun on first. So now I am trying to separate these two pieces cleanly and easily without breaking anything. So I'm doing that right now, and I think I might have gotten this. Nope, I did not. I thought I got this separated enough. Again, this is not. It's not that this is old plastic. It's just this is an old design, so it's not. The plastic itself isn't that old. But I also don't know when this reissue came out. There's no really good, easy way to find out what year the reissue came out, because there are often multiple reissues, so over time. I just know this isn't the original plastic. It's just the original design. So yeah, that's Plant Eating Reincarnator. The reincarnation element isn't really super necessary. It just makes him, like a little bit more creative. And then maybe we'll find out why he got reincarnated at some point, maybe. But it isn't like super critical to the story. All right, I'm going to do a thing I don't like to do, which is use my X-Acto blade because it is so thin and it is flexible. And sometimes I get in there and just twist the X-Acto blade to open up a piece of plastic enough to get my spudger in. I, as I've said, do not enjoy doing it this method, but it does sometimes get results. Because I'm constantly afraid that my blade is going to slip and I'm going to cut myself, which obviously I don't want to do. Okay, that did not work this time. It sometimes does. Sometimes it does. Man, I really goofed this. Let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. I think I got this enough to get my spudger in now. There we go. There we go. Come on. Wow, this thing. If I don't want the gun in this hand, it's going to be fucking a nightmare to get this hand apart again. So, but I do want it because if there's a weapon, I like to display the weapons. There we go. Jesus. It's still not fully separated. But I've gotten it. Holy shit. They did a really good job of making it so that this hand doesn't fucking fall apart. Holy shit, that took fucking forever to get separated. That was crazy. All right, now we got to put the end around it. Watch when you put the gun in, it makes it so they don't fit quite right. Like it's only tight if you don't have the gun in the hand. But we'll see. But, oh no, that's still pretty tight. Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, sorry about that. Woo, that took some effort. Anyway, we got an arm done. So that's fun. We did a head and the arm and the gun and the shield. And now we'll do the other arm. We'll get some of the other arm going here while I talk about the other manga that I've been reading a lot of. I have a whole other volume of it left to read here. I don't think it's done. I think there's just more. Looks like a job for a maid. The Tales of a Dismissed Supermaid. So Nina we come to learn over time that Nina is indeed a Supermaid. She's just like incredibly knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. It turns out that various people really liked her tea, and they liked her just like calming nature. She worked for a count who didn't seem to recognize this count, just because why would he care about random maids? He didn't recognize that this maid was so good at her job. Like, he also didn't seem to understand that the reason why the house was running so well is because Nina was doing all of this work. There is a hint of Nina's, we'll talk about it later, about the hint of her backstory, but at the point that I have read in the manga, it's not really known. But anyway, at a certain point, she gets accused of a crime, and which she didn't do, which was breaking an object. Someone pinned it on her. And she's just like, okay, I guess I'm done. And she's not really sure what to do. She doesn't think she can stay in the capital because, you know, she's going to get blackballed. And she saved a bunch of money up from working all those years and being dedicated as a maid. So she's just like, I'm going to go on a vacation and do some sightseeing. She hires an adventurer who has a string of bad luck. She has a lot of knowledge of using magic, but something is off. She can't manifest that magic properly. Turns out it's that her mana pathways are blocked, which is a thing that most people shouldn't know about. But our girl does, because she once had a conversation with somebody who had talked about that, how that was like a thing. And so she gives a massage, and suddenly her friend can now use magic better. Emily. Soon after, they meet a inventor who is having a lot of issues with experimentation. She's trying to do something that will revolutionize the tools, like magic tools. And kind of casually, our girl Nina's just like, well, you could try this. I've heard this might be a way. I have knowledge of spirit magic, and why spirit magic that you imagine would work for you isn't working for you. Because, of course, apparently, like I said, she has been waiting on, over the years, really important people who told her a bunch of stuff. There's references to her master, that she was trained, that she worked for someone originally as a maid, and then as a very young age, ended up at another house. There's also a little bit of conjecture from the first time that we see her in a flashback to now. She hasn't aged much, and so I'm like, is Nina, like, what is she? I don't think she's a robot or an android or something, but I'm like, there's something going on. There's more than meets the eye with Nina, and I'm not quite sure what's happening there. But it's fun. The fourth character in this party that's traveling together is a werewolf girl. A wolf girl. She is hunting for her parents, and there's a long bit of business of them helping her out, and then her joining the party. It's fun. It is just very fun. So yeah, we only got tiny clues about Nina. But a lot of it is just like her wanting to help people and go on these adventures with her friends. And a lot of her friends are there specifically because they are worried that someone is going to take advantage of Nina, because she, throughout, a common element of the show is, the book is, this girl doesn't recognize that she's unbelievable. She goes, it's just what any maid would do. And people are like, no, that's not what any maid would do. What are you even talking about? That's not correct. You are an outstanding maid. What the fuck? And so far, it still isn't annoying, because I don't think she's annoying. That, like, she's not dumb. I think she just doesn't recognize how talented she is, but she has started to understand that when she doesn't think highly enough of herself, it bums out her friends. So she's at least understanding that part of it. It's a great story. I've now read, I believe, 3 volumes. There's a 4th one that I haven't gotten around yet, but I am going to be reading that. This is a very recent read for me. I've been kind of like really devouring it because it has been a quality book. So yeah, I recommend it. It is not your typical action. There is some action here and there and some intrigue, but it is also, I would describe it as cozy. Is a cozy adventure. It's a good time. So that is looks like a job for a maid. The Tales of a Dismissed Supermaid. And now it's the time where I'm going to talk to you about an anime that I've been watching. In this case, we're going to talk about Kusunoko's Garden of the Gods. Episode 10. This one had way more action. Every once in a while, we get some action in these, and this one was like really action heavy. Haruma, who is the exorcist, the good-natured exorcist that has been helped out a lot by our main character, Minato, he's like, okay, the improved Minato made some new versions of his talismans, and that's been great. It's so weird. The town has so many evil spirits showing up. It is an unusual amount of evil spirits are around, and he's afraid the talismans are not going to hold up to it. That is going to cause a problem very soon. He ends up dropping a bunch of gifts. And this is not important yet, but it might be important later. A bunch of gifts that was given for the Jade One, and I don't know we don't know what that means yet, but that'll mean something. We meet a new god, Susanoo. Susanoo shows up. That is Amaterasu's brother, because Amaterasu gave Minato the power to seal, like helped out Minato. And Susanoo is like here to judge and make sure, like, are you like worthy of this? Yes, indeed, Lord Crash. And then for Persona 4, of course, yes. And then Yamata no Orochi, which you may remember, also from Persona 4, for Persona games. He's also there, and the snake and Susanoo get into a fight. And Minato doesn't want these creatures to fight in his garden, which have a lot of, gods that have lost their strength that are just trying to fucking figure their shit out. So he's annoyed by that. So he uses his magic. Sorry, I just want to see where that shield goes. Shield just pop on, right? Yeah, that shield. Okay, so that shield just goes on. They don't actually show it in there. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do that. I got to put a hand on here and pan align it, then I'll put the shield on, and then we can move on to the waist. So there is so he's like intrigued. Susanoo's intrigued that he can use wind magic. So he takes Minato away and then is pissed that Minato hasn't been training properly in using the wind magic. So he's just like, all right, fine. I'm going to train you. Because he's like, Fujin has never given a human his powers. You are the first human to ever have wind magic directly from Fujin, the god of winds. It's fucking crazy that you are slacking off and not doing taking this seriously in training. So we get a little bit of training stuff there. It's not really a montage, but it's some training. We cut back. They Ansho and Eno are we met them like halfway through the show. They are the garbage people. They're scam artists. They understand about spirits, but they are trying to rip people off. And they're con people. And they start wrecking the talismans that Haruma has placed around the town. Now, we all know there's a lot more evil spirits around than normal, and their thinking is, well, if there are spirits, then there are more people affected by spirits, and then we can take advantage of those people. So they obviously suck ass. We don't love them. They're the villains. And that means that a bunch of spirits show up because the talismans are now weak. Haruma, and then Katsuragi was an early character that we didn't see a lot of, who was just like, didn't really believe that Minato was that strong, and then came to understand, oh, Minato is actually very strong. We see Katsuragi there. They're trying to deal with the fallout of suddenly there are way more spirits around. Minato is still in a different dimension, and finally makes a wind slash that is powerful enough that Susanoo is pleased. And finally we hear, this is not Susanoo like particularly mad. Susanoo is a little tsundere. Susanoo just wants someone strong to help support Yamagami, because Yamagami has worked tirelessly to help humans and is, and just wants to make sure that there is somebody strong to help out our dog friend, our dog god, and which is, again, sweet. It is actually tsundere and sweet. Amaterasu shows up and is mad that Susanoo has been inconveniencing and bothering Minato. And then we find out at the end of the episode 10 that the spirits are coming from a god dimension that is moving around and dropping spirits. It's the one we saw in the previous episode. That so they're coming from another dimension, and hopefully Minato gets into action. So this show is still really mostly a slice of life, but sometimes there is action. I still really like it. It's still one of my favorite shows this season. But yeah, it got a little more into the action, but it was still cute and fun in its own way. But yeah, a little more action. The fact that the show has like villains is interesting. I wasn't necessarily expecting that, but there are villains among them. So, dealing with that stuff. But yeah, good show still. Really enjoying it. Recommend it if you're looking for a cool show to watch. Now is the part of the stream. We've got some time left to talk, folks. I want to hear from you. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? Did you have a good weekend? Did you get up to anything and thing? Let me know. Hey, I'm really, really liking, I played a little more Hourlands, which I played on stream last week. I like Hourlands a lot. I think that is fun. I'm having a good time with it, for sure. So don't get it twisted. I'm still liking Hourlands a bit, but I'm waiting for more content. Really, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to stream it again until more stuff comes out for it. But right now, I am liking what I'm playing with it. And then I spent a good chunk of yesterday when I wasn't watching wrestling, which I did watch quite a bit of wrestling. I was playing Marathon with my friends. And the new Marathon stuff is really good. I am not going to bore you with a lot of Marathon talk. But just so you know, we started with sledding game because I got all of my multiplayer friends are now playing sledding game, and we just play it while we're waiting for people to join us, and we just dick around in our own private instance of it, and we just have fun and we get silly with it. One of my friends also got the Luffy hat, and I got annoyed by that because I was like, no, I'm the Luffy. What? But it's fine. And so we're having fun with that. That's a good time. And then we played a bunch of Marathon. We played a sizable chunk of Marathon. And yeah, man, game still hits. Guns still feel real good. Lots of shenanigans were afoot. Ran real smooth. I'm digging what's going on there. I'm not pissed off at all in Marathon. I know a couple of people I know who were like not super keen on this season, you know, the new stuff going on there, but I'm liking it. Let's see. I've been playing a bunch of Hearthstone. Next month is the new expansion. So I'm trying to like rank up before the new expansion comes out and the new battle pass comes out. I won't get I use the free battle pass. I don't use the paid Hearthstone battle pass, but you know, the free battle pass is enough for me personally. But there'll be a new one. So I'm trying to collect enough gold so that I can get some packs because I'm free to play. I've been free to play in Hearthstone for quite a few years now, so I'm just trying to get enough packs to continue to be free to play. Excuse me. Water. It's pretty good, y'all. I don't know if you're into water like I'm into water, but it's pretty good. But yeah, if anybody's been playing any video games or watching any movies or TV shows or anything they want to talk about, anime, like what are y'all watching on the animes? Let me know. I like hearing from you about those things and things. So if you can, feel free to share. If you don't feel like sharing, you don't fucking have to. I'm not making anybody do anything. Let's see. I've been playing some Dwarf Romantic. There is the new biome, which I have been using, which is the night-themed biome. Again, have to mention the caveat. I did receive, it is DLC for the new medieval biome. I did receive a code for that, which I was not expecting. I ended up buying the DLC and then getting the code, so I had to do my refund, which is fine. That worked out. That was actually okay and easy. I haven't gotten a refund from Twitch in a number of years since I had a bad old computer. I have not gone for the refund. So it was pretty flawless to do. So that's nice. That was nice to find it. Like, okay, I'll just go and get the refund. And literally they're like, why? And I put in, received a code after I had already bought it. I was just like, yeah, I'll be honest. I'm gonna enter the code in. But yeah, I've been playing a bit of that because I hadn't played it in a while. And I was like, well, if I'm streaming this game, if I'm streaming Dwarf Romantic on stream for my birthday stream, then I should probably like remember how to play it. Oh, also should mention because I didn't mention it today. Real quick, friends, just a reminder, June 23rd, starting at 3:30 p.m. It's my birthday subathon. You should come hang out for it. I'm going to do an anime tier list, open up some Magic the Gathering packs. It's only the second time ever in my life I've opened Magic the Gathering packs on stream. Do an entry grade kit, do a Lego set, show off Fallout 4 with mods, drink some Dr. Pilk, which is Dr. Pepper and milk, of course. And then if I get 90 subscribers, I'll bring back 404ing it. The classic thing, a thing that some people know me best from. And then other stuff as mentioned. So yeah. That's on June 23rd, starting at 3:30 p.m. Check it. Lorecrash says, I got back into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with Revelation on the distant horizon and have finally progressed from the first big landmass to second after getting through some mines that connected to 2. Still enjoying it a lot, but there's a lot since I'm not even a third of the way into Chapter 4. Yes, from my understanding, the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a lot. There is a lot of fucking video game in that video game. That video game's got some goddamn video game in it. So good luck to you. I don't know what these are, but we're going to build them. Oh, these are parts of the feet. Okay. Is there anything to panel on in this? No. There's no back to this kit? Yeah, this waist doesn't have a back to it. I guess the backpack is so big, I guess that's why it doesn't, but we're making good progress on this. I I don't want to say I'm going to finish it on Thursday because we still have the legs, and the backpack is huge and it's got a transformation. So the backpack is just like really intense. So I don't think we're going to finish this on Thursday, but we might finish it on Thursday. I don't know. At the very least, I can tell you that we can start working on the feet. This kid's got to have, excuse me, feet. Oh, burped. Apologies. Sorry, everybody. Rude. Last one says, aside from watching other people watch the E3 stuff at and GB at night, I saw a social media post of someone covering the OP to she's like Ghost in the Shell, to second gig. So I decided to finish rewatch. I started months ago and watched the Solid State Society movie. Still my favorite anime. The ending of Second Gig has one of the top 5 villains getting what they deserve scenes. Yes, there is fucking comeuppance. I am damn hyped for that. When does the new, when is that actually July? New Ghost in the Shell. Okay. 2026 TV series The Ghost in the Shell. When is that? That's July 7th. Okay, so that is next season. Okay, it's July. Yeah. All right. I've had a video in mind. I'm not going to be doing it quite right away, but I've had a video in mind saying something to the effect of, you should be watching stuff on Amazon Prime. Something like that, right? That's kind of what I want to say. Because, like, we'll talk about it more in the coming weeks. There's a good show this season on Amazon Prime Video. Let me see if I can find the Amazon Prime Video anime list. Let's see if I can find a list of that. Not Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star is not the good one. Oh no, see, they're just gonna list all of the fucking things that, and also they're gonna have stuff on there that's also anime that was on Crunchyroll. 5 years ago, anime movies and TV shows. Okay, yeah, all right. Best anime TV shows on there. No, I just want like stuff that's all right. I have to find this list before I make this video. I have to find this list to find the shows, because people were like, Witch Hat. I'm like, no, that's on Crunchyroll, which you can watch through Prime. I want to see like only on Prime anime. There's like Anime Prime anime, and it lists Inuyasha. I'm like, no, it's not what I want. Did Polygon do a thing there? No. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Anime Prime Video news. Anyway, I need to find a list of stuff that's on there, and hopefully I will be able to at some point. But I do need to make a video of like how Amazon Prime is like pretty fucking good for anime. Because like my second favorite show of 2025, City, that's a Prime show, right? Like, oh, actually, maybe Annie Chart. Maybe Annie Chart will have the list here, and I can like find it. If I go to Summer, then I look up Ghost in the Shell. All right, I look here. And then if I click, oh, it's not. Nope, yeah, it's not including that. I wish it was. What if I clicked like that? It's gonna. Yeah. All right. I want to find that, because there's some good stuff on Amazon, on Amazon Prime that I'm like, yeah, they have some good anime on there that are exclusives, and I'm like, I want to be able to I think people should be watching those shows. There's one this season. Okay, we'll talk about it more probably when I do my anime club live, which will be on the 20th. This is that's going to be kind of a crazy few days for me. June 20th, I'm going to do a Saturday Pat Beer's Anime Club, which I've never done before, live stream. And then that Monday, normal stream, and that Tuesday, birthday stream. So it's like, not like the fucking craziest, but it'll be a lot of talking. It'll be a lot of talking for me. And then vocal rest. But yeah, the 20th, June 20th, I'm going to do a Pat Bear's Anime Club live. Oh, pretty cool. Yeah, I can't find that. I feel like an anime list must have a list of all the like Amazon Prime solo shows. They must have that. I don't know why they wouldn't, but they must have that at some point. Who knows? Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have that. And that's just a thing that like should exist. It'd be nice if they did. If I go to spring, and then I filter, and then all right, can I filter by, not the genre, themes, demographics? No, it doesn't let me filter by where it is, like what channel it's on. That's annoying. All right, I have to do that work myself, I guess. I guess I'll do that work myself. I'll figure that shit out. Find that. Anyway, Science Saru is doing a goddamn Ghost in the Shell anime, and I don't know if enough people are going to watch it. I mean, I'm not trying to say that like G-Quux was like incredible or anything, but I feel like even G-Quux wasn't the hit it could have been. Like when you think about how Witch was like incredible, but then also like, I don't know, Dorohedoro, I feel like didn't hit as hard. Second season, that show was super popular. It's also, I don't necessarily think it's that great. I don't think this season is actually that awesome, but like, I'm still surprised. Anyway, I have a video in me of like, don't count out anime, like Amazon Prime or anime. I think that's like, even if they are, you shouldn't count it out, because I think there's some really good stuff on there. Like I said, if you didn't see City, you missed my second favorite anime of 2025. Like that's the long. Honestly, I think I said it way too much there, but that is the long and short of it. If you didn't see it, that show, because it was on Amazon Prime, you missed out on one of the best shows of last year. That's kind of it. Tomorrow be playing Do You Even Forklift, a solo Polish dev video game that came out at the end of last month, and I have not had time. Basically, I would have played it on Tuesday, but Hourlands came out on Tuesday, and I really wanted to play Hourlands, and so I did play that, with the idea that my $3, $5, and $10 patrons voted. There was a poll, and the poll went to Do You Even Forklift? So that is the game that I'll be playing tomorrow. I believe on the 16th, I believe I will be playing some demos, some Steam demos on the 16th, because I want to play the Pixel Washer demo. And then I'm going to get at least a couple more. What those demos will be, I don't know yet, but I think I'm going to get like 3 or 4 together that I want to check out. And I'll probably reach out to people and be like, hey, recommend, leave a comment on the Patreon post of like what other things you want to see. But it'll definitely be Pixel Washer because I want to play that. Then what's this? And then let's see. I don't know what I'm gonna do the end of the month. June 30th. The last Tuesday of the month. I don't know what I'm doing for that stream yet. I have not figured that out yet. I need to figure that out pretty soon. But I don't know yet. By Monday, I have to figure that out because that's the 15th, right? Yeah, it's the 15th, so I need to figure that out by then. But I right now don't know what I'm going to do. I could do the achievement hunting stream because I have been talking about doing that. I'm going to see if there's any games coming out at the end of June that I want to play. I'm now going to check to see when's the last time I played Pokemon. It's been a while, so maybe that'll be it. Actually, it hasn't been that long because I did do it the first week in May, so it actually hasn't been that long. So I might not do it in June. Obviously, it was way long before that because it was February to May, and before that was fucking August. Heart Gold Randomizer Part 4 was the end of August, and Part 5 was the beginning of February. That's fucking crazy. I really goofed on that one. So, at least I can tell you that I will, it won't be that long. All right. We're going to wrap things up there. We got a lot done today. This kit started with the waist and part of the head. And we did the skirt, and we did the arms, and we did some of the feet here. And then we're going to do the legs and the backpack. We might finish this kit up on Thursday, but I don't want to say for sure. We'll definitely be done on Saturday. I will definitely be working on the Gustav Karl, and I'll just show you what that looks like right now. We can finish the stream up by me showing Karl. Oh no, I have Karl here. That's right. Here's what Karl looks like. Oh, did I not have this photo up the whole stream? I didn't have the Chaos photo up. That's my bad. Anyway, here's what Karl looks like. This is Karl. This is the Gustav Karl Type 00. It's got gorgeous blue. I love the blue on this kit so much. Cool looking shield. I like a shield that connects at the shoulder. It is an awesome looking grunt from Hathaway, and I look forward to working on that. And then, I didn't realize that I didn't have this entire stream. I didn't have that fucking cool photo up, and I'm sorry about that. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. If you're unaware, what happens now is we go on a raid. I'm going to go find somebody doing cool stuff that I want to go spend some time with and bring you along for it. Because the party isn't over just because I'm done streaming. And we have not been able to check in with her in a while because she's been doing other stuff. Mary Kish is streaming, and we're going to go hang out with Mary. Mary's playing fucking 007 First Light, which I'll say, kind of surprised. Mary plays a lot of indie games, and a lot of indie games came out, so I assumed she was just going to be playing some indie stuff, and not. I guess you could say it's indie. They're an independent studio, I guess, but you know what I mean when I say that. I was not expecting her to be playing this game tonight. So that's going to be fun. Let's go hang out with Mary as she tries to do some stealth and be James Bond. And then a reminder, come back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern for Do You Even Forklift? A puzzle game that may make me fucking furious. We'll find out. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.